Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Dr. Anonymous. And here's her story. This is an update to the last video that was posted. And here we go. Hi, Ollie. I just saw the video that was posted. I wanted to clarify a few things previous to the video, and yes, I agree with you. I felt horrible during and after that video. I had no plans for the video originally to be viewed. It was personal, and I wasn't sure how I was going to react. I wanted to see it and hear it from a viewer's perspective, and that's how I am learning more of what I need to do for me. Yes, it was a double-wide trailer park, ghetto. Yes, I was very upset and emotional and trying to wrap my head around it all again. For the 12th time over 16 years. Well, what's to wrap your head around? 12 times in 16 years. That's like once every 16 months he does this. What's to wrap your head around at this point? This was my point. What are you trying to wrap your head around? He's told you over and over and over. And for those of you who don't know, this is a follow-up to narcissistic recording when you won't accept what the narcissist is telling you. This is my point. 12 times over 16 years, you're not accepting what he's telling. What's to wrap your head around at this point? I repeated myself a lot, as I said in my email to you originally. I cringe watching it, but it helps remind me not to get caught up or break no contact with him or anyone in his family. In the video, it was pretty dark and no one could see well, but he was pulling my son. He was pulling my son to hug, not the other way around. Stop. You mean our son, not my son, our son, right? It's not your son. It's both of your son. And whether he's pulling him or he's going for what was the point of bringing? First of all, she shouldn't have been there in the first place. Secondly, what is the point? What is the point of bringing your son there and telling him then, which was wrong, and then telling your husband in front of your son, you're destroying your family, you're going to lose your family. And then when he goes, if you're using your son to try to bring him back for his family, but then you denying him of the relationship. It don't work like that. You can't do that. You don't have that type of power. No. And I want to be perfectly clear. We saw another video of this guy. This guy is an abusive asshole. He was calm that night, but we saw another video from him in the house bullying everybody, bullying her son who was in the Air Force, getting in his face, the cops being called. Yeah, we know it. What did you bring your son there for? And continue to tell him you're walking out on your family, you're losing your family. You should want him to hug your son. What was the point of bringing him there? If he's going to hug your son, if you're telling him he's going to lose his family, he's going to hug his son, you can't manipulate somebody like that. And using it's not your son, it's both of your son. You're still doing it. You're still doing it. You're half the problem. You're half the problem. You're equally to blame in this relationship. You have entitlement issues. You have stubborn. Quite frankly, it comes off as borderline to me. It comes off as severely borderline. And you come to me who's been alienated. I haven't seen my daughter in 8 years, and you come to me with this. This is the same shit. My son was pushing him away. Well, if your son was pushing him away, you should have been like, hug your father so he knows you love him and what he's missing. But if that was the point of bringing him there, and by law, it doesn't matter, you're always supposed to encourage a relationship with his father. And because you're not at the point where, obviously at this point, where you wanted him out completely, because if he would have went home with you at that point, you'd accepted it. I already have custody of my kids, and 2 months before that video, he had left both kids at Dollar General store. He just drove off, and my older daughter stopped to drop a movie at a Red Box, and saw him drive off, not knowing her two younger siblings were inside alone. So for those 2 months before he left, he was involved in trust building with the entire family. It was a fail, obviously. You're right. I did look aggressive, but I needed validation. So you see stubborn. What validation? At this point, after 12 times, you weren't looking for validation. You were looking to bring him back. You didn't want him leaving. You don't want him. What woman would allow a guy to walk out on her 12 times? You don't want validation. You just want him back in the house. That's all you want. And you can't see past what you want, or what's even reality right here. Persistence is good when you're trying to get someone to heal or better health, but with narcs, it's no good. By the way, those two friends of the narc woman and Mike, not married, not together either. Not, as she says, the woman is saying that's her man. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? You're a doctor getting involved in some trailer park bullshit. Like you don't see it. Like you just don't see it. You don't see it. She said they were together in the video and he was living there, but he has another apartment he utilizes that she has no idea about, or that she didn't get the memo. This is Trailer Park Boys. Who cares? Here you are, a medical doctor, arguing in the middle of a trailer park, getting involved in some trailer park drama. Not my place to tell her, and just the day before, Mike was at my house trolling for women on dating sites. The narc had him over without mentioning it to me or the family. He sat in my house, boasting and calling these women on speakerphone in my family room at 1 a.m. And this is the guy you want to bring back. Like, why are you at a trailer park trying to bring him back then? There's a lot more to the background of Mike, nothing good. I never wanted Mike to be in my house. The narc didn't give any notice. After the video, I did accept it all. You haven't. No, you haven't. There has been no contact for 6 months. He's made only one attempt to call, but on an unknown number, which he left a message wanting to talk. We have not seen or spoken to him since that day. He said he knew the consequences. You have seen the other videos, so you know what we have endured. I do. I do know what you have endured. A judge previously said he cannot have custody due to that type of behavior. He doesn't have a stable home going from those types of places all the time. He's had plenty of chances. Who knows if he's suffering or not? Me and the kids, are less stressed and thriving without the narc. Well, then good. He told you that night, I'll accept the consequences. Looks like he has. I know you are not picking on me, just pointing out what you could see. Many of the people who watched the video had nothing nice to comment. Understandable in that they do not have the background story. I may not seen the other videos. You can read this on the channel. I will send contribution. I will send the next installment when I can. Thanks, Dr. Anonymous. Look, Dr. Anonymous, I'm telling you here, okay? You still got some entitlement issues here, and I don't think you're saying you're seeing it, but you're only seeing it because he's only tried to contact you once from an unknown number, left the message, and that's it. I have a real... I would almost guarantee if he showed back up tomorrow, you'd let him right back in again. You'd let him right back in. So, I hope you're learning from... I mean, I do hope some of this is sinking in. okay? And I hope you realize what you did with your son there was completely wrong. And no matter what, that is always going to be their father. And if he's not capable of having a relationship with them now, that's fine. But you better damn well be prepared if he ever is. And not ever try to dissuade your children from having a relationship. Both your children from having a relationship with their father. So, I've been through all this. Okay? Marriages don't work out all the time. Sometimes people just can't live together, and that doesn't mean that he was right for leaving and you married a narc. We know you married a narc. It's time to let it all go, to realize what you were doing and realize your mistakes and realize that you got some entitlement issues of your own that you really need to work on. So I hope that helps. Thank you again for another contribution and story, Dr. Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general, to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.